I'm Corwin, and I've been wondering, what makes Matthew Tkachuk a good playoff player? I say this because I'm trying to examine my own biases here. Basically, I was doing my usual thing where I was looking through a bunch of equipment stuff. I noticed that Matthew Tkachuk wears those like skate guards for shot blocking, just to help protect your feet from a particularly hard shot. Usually you see them on like big defensemen and things like that. So when I saw them on Matthew Tkachuk, I was like, oh, of course this guy has those. You know, he's just a gritty guy, playoff player, committed to winning. And I was like, he must be the only point per game player in the league that wears these. And I was looking through and I remembered there's one other. Mitch Marner. And this is where I started to think, like, why do I think certain things about one player and not about another? Mitch Marner and Matthew Tkachuk have very different playoff reputations. And then I was like, doesn't Austin Matthews block more shots than both of these guys? And yes, he does. He's actually blocked the third most shots of any forward in the league this year. Now, I think the easy answer that people would normally say is like, oh, well, Matthew Tkachuk went to a Stanley Cup final last year. But I bet if I asked the same question a full year ago, most people are still gonna say Matthew Tkachuk is more of a playoff type player. And I don't think people would say the same about the Leafs stars. So then I started looking at stats to try and find a reason for this. And I was looking at the last 2 years of playoffs. And out of these three guys, Matthew Tkachuk had the lowest points per game, the least blocked shots, the most giveaways, the least takeaways, and he only had 2 more hits than Matthews despite playing 14 more games than him. So why is he the playoff player? And then one stat caught my eye: drawn penalties. Matthew Tkachuk leads the league this year in penalties drawn. He also led the playoffs last year in penalties drawn. To really put this into perspective, he drew 15 minor penalties last playoffs. Austin Matthews drew 1. So be ready, because I'm gonna say this in a positive way, because this is actually a style of hockey I really like. But I really think the reputation as a playoff type player just kind of comes from playing like a rat. You know, a pest, getting under people's skin, which honestly isn't something you see most of the Leafs players do, at least not the stars. So maybe the key to getting that playoff player reputation is just to be the bigger rat. And maybe being the bigger rat will help you beat the rat team. I mean, or maybe they could just score a bunch of overtime game winners. Yeah, that would probably help too.